Guys, I didn't expect to do my seasonal roundup for spring and then immediately have to do my what will I be watching for summer. Like, we are sprinting into the summer season. It's kind of wild. There's no breaks whatsoever, man. They got to give us like a week break in between. This is kind of wild. But, as you can see here today, we're going to go over the summer season, which some of the shows have already started, even though spring just ended. It's crazy. So, I thought today we'd go over our upcoming season that is filled with a lot of big name shows. So, let's not waste any time, because I kind of want this video to be a little quicker than yesterday's, and jump straight into the summer season, starting with, I would argue, as a general consensus, probably the most hyped show of this season, Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2. Now, I am very, very excited for Jujutsu Kaisen. I've always liked Jujutsu Kaisen very much, actually. And I've been waiting, just like you guys, for a Season 2, and we're finally getting it. I'm quite happy about it. Let's read the synopsis in case you guys don't know what this season's going to be like, because it's going to be a little different. The second season of Jujutsu Kaisen, the past comes to light when a second-year student, Satoru Gojo, and Suguru Geto are tasked with escorting young Riko Amanai to Master Tengen. But when a non-sorcerer user tries to kill them, their mission to protect the star plasma vessel threatens to turn them into bitter enemies and cement their destinies, one as the world's strongest sorcerer and the other as the most twisted curse user. Now, if you guys didn't know, our Season 2 is actually going to start as a prequel. We're going to go into the past of Gojo and Geto, and we get to see their relationship, which I love that idea. I love that idea so much because they frankly are the two most hyped up, talked about characters in the show. Geto was incredible in the movie, and I am extremely excited to see their past, to see their relationship, because we got hints of it. We got little glimpses of it in the movie. And I kept thinking to myself, man, explain more of this. And we're going to do that. I'm going to assume the whole first half of the season is going to be a flashback. So that's going to be very interesting. And I can't wait. Moving on to one of my most excited shows this season. That's already out, by the way. Video soon. We're doing this. We're probably going to do this tomorrow. Mushoku Tensei. But as you guessed it, Mushoku Tensei Season 2, guys. Extremely hyped up. Let's read the synopsis in case you guys don't know what's happening. The second season of Mushoku Tensei, I'm not doing the full name. Rudeus heads north with new friends and powers in search of adventures and those he once knew. Includes episode 0, which I'm also going to check out. I imagine episode 0 is kind of like a catch-me-up episode to kind of refresh people, which, to be honest, I kind of need a little bit. I remember the second half of Season 1 really well. All that stuff is still really in my head. But the first part of Season 1, the first half, I don't remember as clearly. So I hope that episode 0 is actually a catch-me-up, just so I can refresh myself on the season, because I'm very excited for Mushoku Tensei. And I know you guys are too. We got a lot of fantasy lovers on my channel, I've noticed. And I will not disappoint, baby. We're doing this, for sure. So expect that video very soon. Moving on, Horimiya Peace. Now, I will say this right away with Horimiya Peace. I don't like that they're doing this. Now, before I explain that, let me read the synopsis real quick to let you know why. A new anime project adapting popular side stories that were left out from the previous adaptation. I don't like that they're doing stuff like this now. We're going to see this with another show later down this list that I personally feel even stronger about. But I don't like that they're going back and doing like extra chapters that should have just been in the original adaptation. Like, I'm not a manga reader for Horimiya, but I imagine it's got to be kind of weird for us to get our full season, and then they're kind of gonna backtrack a bit and cover stuff that they should have done originally. That's got to feel a little weird. I don't know why they just decided to cut all that stuff. They should have just made it like a 24 episode season or whatever, and included all of this in it. But that being said, Horimiya was such a great series. Such a great series. A very great romance story that I am happy overall that we are getting more of it. And I know a lot of you guys are too. So, Horimiya Piece, also already out, which is kind of wild. But I will almost certainly check this out. Moving down the list, baby. Bleach 1,000-Year Blood War Part 2. Unfortunately, this one is not already out yet. I am so excited for Bleach, guys. It's actually kind of crazy. We're going to get into some crazy stuff with Bleach soon. Like I told you guys before when we checked out the trailer for Part 2. This is going to be probably our final setup little season. And it probably won't even be the whole season. We're going to set the pieces up for our very big battle that we're going to get in Part 3 and 4. I imagine Part 3 and 4 is just going to be straight up fighting. If I remember correctly. It's just going to be straight up fighting. And looking at this cover, there's a lot that has happened. I won't spoil anything. We'll get into it in a couple days. But just know, Bleach is going to get crazier. And I am through the roof with excitement for it. And I hope you guys are too. Moving on to a show I am genuinely so looking forward to. It's actually kind of crazy. And that is Zom 100. Oh, man. Guys, I'm not a manga reader for this show. I didn't even know about this show until not that long ago, honestly. But when I saw that trailer, I would love to bring the trailer up, but I can't because of YouTube. YouTube just being YouTube. It's just, the trailer was so just fun looking. The show looks so fun. So let's read the synopsis in case you guys don't know what this show is about. Now, surviving a zombie apocalypse beats being a wage slave any day. True. After spending years slaving away for a soul-crushing company, Akira's life has lost its luster. He lives in a trash-filled apartment, his pay is abysmal, and he can't even muster up the nerve to confess his love to his beautiful co-worker. But when a zombie apocalypse ravages his town, it gives him the push he needs to live for himself. Now Akira is on a mission to complete all 100 items on his bucket list before he, kicks the bucket. That just sounds like such a fun, interesting premise that even during a zombie apocalypse, we're going to see this guy go out like, you know what? The world's ending. I'm going to do everything I've ever wanted to do. It just sounds like one of the most fun concepts to a show ever. And I will 100% be doing a first impressions because I really want to see how this show works. I really am excited. Honestly, one of the shows I'm the most excited for this season. Just because the concept alone looks so fun. So I can't wait for Zom 100. So far, it's filtered by popularity, but so far, every single show I'm very excited for. Good list so far. That's right! Moving on to Masamune-kun second season. That's so crazy, guys. Let's read the synopsis and we'll talk about it for a sec. The second season of Masamune-kun. Masamune and Aragaki return for more romantic antics, this time on a school trip to France. Ooh la la. Now, if you guys don't remember this show, the first season came out in 2017. So they waited 6 years to do a season 2, which is kind of wild to me. Here's the thing. The fact that we're getting a second season now, at this point, makes me think that they're going to finish the entire series. The manga's not that long for this series. It's not that long. So it's feasible. And I've always liked Masamune-kun. Now, I'm not going to sit here and act like this is like the pinnacle of romance or anything like that. But as someone who used to be super, super fat myself, I relate to Masamune so much in this show. It was always so fun to see his smug ass just bragging about getting in shape to everyone. It was great. Honestly, really enjoyable. So I am looking forward to Masamune-kun, actually. I really am. It is a fun show that I think you should check out at the very least. Might not be your cup of tea, but at least give it an episode or so, guys. Alright, like I said, I don't want to spend too... Oh, I already see another one. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. We're not at that yet, though. Let's talk about one of the prettiest shows I've seen in a really long time. And that would be this one. Oh, man. I don't remember the English name for this show, but bruh. The trailers for this series are gorgeous. Like, insanely gorgeous. What is our English name for this one again? There we go. The Girl I Like Forgot Her Glasses. There we go. This show is gorgeous. Let's read the synopsis in case you guys don't know what this is about. With the new school year comes a new homeroom, new classmates, and a new desk for timid Kimura. But any trepidation he might have felt quickly dissipates when he catches sight of Mei, his new seat neighbor. Apt to quietly blurt out the most random things, the quirky Mei wears thick glasses that accentuate her lovely eyes, making Kimura's heart skip a beat. Unfortunately, Mei is pathologically forgetful and can never seem to remember to bring her glasses to class. It's not all bad, though. Her resulting squinty, mean girl face sends Kimura's heart into overdrive, too. While Komura is keen to... Oh, this is a long synopsis. Is keen to help out and share his textbooks with Mei, will his heart give out from the almost daily strain of being close and personal with his crush? Now, this is another one of these shows that is going to be similar to, like, Komi and Azaki, Kubo from the previous season. It's going to be a show that's in a similar vein to that. But the animation on this show goes stupid for no apparent reason, actually. So, I might actually check this out. Like, if you guys want, I would absolutely do a first impressions of this, because it is that pretty looking. Now, will the story be that good? I don't know. I'll be real. It sounds pretty damn generic, but I am always willing to check out any single show. So, let me know if you guys would be interested in this series. It's coming out tomorrow, so let me know. Moving on to Trainwreck Season 3. Oh, sorry, my bad. Rent-A-Girlfriend Season 3. 3! Let that sink in for a second before we continue. How? How is this show getting a third season, man? That's so crazy to me. I guess let's read the synopsis of this one. The third season of Rent-A-Girlfriend Kazuya begins producing a movie with Chizuru, and when things start to become close, a new girlfriend enters the mix? What? Bro. Just, Rent-A-Girlfriend is like that special kind of show, guys, where it's just pure trash. And you know it's pure trash when you're watching it, but it's the type of trash and junk you just can't put down. It's the type of junk food you just keep shoveling in your mouth, even when your head's telling you, don't do it, you'll get fat. Like, bro. All I know about Rent-A-Girlfriend is I've heard that from this point on, after this season, the series goes completely downhill. Now, I am willing to give season 3 the benefit of the doubt, because I don't think season 2 was awful. It wasn't awful. So I'm willing to check out Rent-A-Girlfriend season 2. Who knows? It might end up surprising me. Highly doubt it. But, again, you gotta give a fair shot. So we'll see with Rent-A-Girlfriend. That's all I can say. This one. This is the Netflix one. I remember seeing this on Netflix. Guys, this is a show that's going to be on Netflix. I just forgot its English name. Let's check it out. Something romance, right? My Happy Marriage. Yeah, there we go. Now, like I said, this is going to be a show that premieres on Netflix, based on a light novel. So let's read a little bit of the synopsis to get a good idea, because even I don't know really much about this one. Born to a noble family, Miyu is married off to Kyoka, a soldier so heartless his prior fiancé fled. Yo, what a class act. With nowhere to go, Miyu slowly starts to open her heart to her cold husband-to-be. Could this be love? That really didn't give a shit, honestly. We really don't know anything after that. It sounds like it could be a okay premise. This is the type of show that I feel like you need to watch like a couple episodes of, at least 3, the 3-episode rule, to kind of get a feel for it. Because I honestly don't know how this is gonna be. Like I said, we don't really know shit. It could be good. It says drama. Here's the thing though. It has to be good drama. If this show is going to be good, it's got to be good drama. It can't be melodrama like a certain show right next to it. But this show could be good. Like I said, it's on Netflix, so a lot of you will be able to watch it. So I guess we'll give this a watch, and if it's good, I'll talk about it on the channel. I can promise that much. Alright. Moving on to Bungo Stray Dogs 5th season. Now, I'm not caught up to Bungo Stray Dogs, guys. And here's the thing. I mentioned this when season 4 came out, that I liked this show. I liked this show a lot, actually. I watched the entire first season, and I got about halfway through the second. And I really don't know why I stopped, honestly. I really don't know. It's just, I never finished the second season, and since then, they just keep coming out with more seasons. And I'm not caught up. I really want you guys to let me know in the comments if you are caught up. Does Bungo Stray Dogs, does it continue to be good? Or does it start dropping in quality? I would genuinely kind of like to know that, because I kind of do want to get back into the show. But it's kind of a big commitment at this point. I got to go through a lot of seasons. So let me know if it's worth it, guys, if you have watched it. Now, speaking of a show I have watched and know very well, actually. I'm actually a light novel reader. Devil is a Part-Timer. Technically, season 2 of the new Devil is a Part-Timer. They're calling it season 2, even though it's really season 3 of the anime. And I love this series to death, man. Like I said, I'm a light novel reader. I have been for a long time. And I'm very excited that they're finally probably going to finish Devil is the Part-Timer. Very long overdue. Let's read the synopsis to give you guys a heads up. Sequel to the first season, technically the third, again, like I said. Lucifer and company face new challenges, form new alliances, and now there's a baby? Your favorite otherworldly crew returns in... Oh, that literally doesn't say anything. So yeah, season 3 of this series. Now, I saw a lot of people get back into the series from the previous season. As they should. It is a great series. But I also saw some people who were like kind of put off by Alice Ramos down here, who I will let you guys know is a key character in the series moving forward. I honestly surprising season 1 didn't have her, actually, because she is that important of a character in the series as a whole. So she is quite literally not going anywhere. In fact, we might meet a couple other people like her in this season. Look forward to that. I am. If you guys would want videos on this, let me know, because I would definitely do it. I love this series to death. So again, let me know in the comments on that one. I think I will probably do a first impressions, honestly. We'll see. It's a big we'll see. Now, a show I really want to do a first impression on is our next one, Liar, Liar. And I know nothing of this show, but again, I watched the trailer for this one, and it really piqued my interest. Let's read the synopsis, and we'll talk about this one, because this one feels like it's got promise to me. A mind game of lies and deceit begins. At Academy Island, students battle in games to win stars, hoping to earn the prestigious title of 7-star. Sarasa is last year's champion and is on track to win again until Horodo... Hold up. A new transfer student hits the scene. Surprisingly, Horodo defeats her by sheer luck. Now, he must use bluffs and trickery to stay on top. What an interesting premise, honestly, guys. This show, the trailer looked really fun, actually. Like, legitimately fun. Just a series about people having to lie and trick each other to get ahead. That just sounds like a good time, honestly. A mind game of lies and deceit begins. Yeah, just a school of people that are just trying to outdo each other by lying. Yo, that kind of sounds like Classroom of the Elite in a way. This actually does give me vibes of Classroom of the Elite in a little bit. I doubt our MC is going to be like Ayano Koji, but this show's got some promise, and I'm legitimately interested in it. So I will be doing a first impressions on this one. I promise you guys that. I'm looking forward to Liar Liar. I hope it lives up to my hype for it. I really do. Moving down the list. It's time for us to start getting into generic territory, guys. We finally hit our time. Nanatsu no Makinga Shihashuri. I don't think I did that bad on that, guys. Alright, what is this show, which is based on a light novel, about? Oh boy. It's springtime at Kimberly Magic Academy, and new students are beginning their first year. Isekai, who could have thunk it? Oh, well, we don't know it's isekai just yet. Fantasy for sure. Among them are a skilled and studious boy, Oliver, and a headstrong samurai girl, Nano. Okay. They soon form a unique bond in the halls of Kimberly, but this picturesque school isn't what it seems. Dark secrets and endless danger lurk behind every corner. Can these wizards make it to graduation alive? It just kind of feels like Marshall in a way. I mean, it sounds mega generic, and it almost certainly is going to be generic. Let's kind of be honest here. But I will check it out. That's all I can say. If last season was a testament to you guys, I'll check out any show, at least for an episode or two. So, I will give this a shot. What is our English name for this one, actually? I'm kind of interested, honestly. What is our English name? Reign... Oh! Wait a minute. Reign of the Seven Spellblades? Oh! I sound like a freaking bird right now. Oh, I've actually heard of this series for a long time. Actually, every time I go and look for manga, I see this series everywhere. Actually, damn. Now I am a little more interested, honestly. That's why you gotta look at the names. Okay. Maybe I will do a first impressions. Because I truly have seen this series everywhere, guys. And it's apparently really popular. So we'll give it a shot. I'll give this one a shot now, for sure. We'll see how it is. I'm curious. Moving on. Jitsuwa Ori Saikyo Deshira? Okay, question mark in our title. Always a good sign. Again, a light novel, so, oh boy. Grain of salt time. Alright. After being a shut-in, strong start, Haruto is reincarnated as a baby. Our literal first isekai of the season. Okay. And amazingly, that baby is a prince. Of course he is. However, he's abandoned in a forest on the day he's born because his low magic level. What will the fate of Haruto, who was inadvertently given 1,000 times the normal amount of magic by the goddess of reincarnation without anyone noticing? Nani? What? I like how in the synopsis itself, it says, he was abandoned in the forest on the day he's born because of his low magic level. And then within the same thing, it says, what will the fate of Haruto, who was inadvertently giving 1,000 times the normal amount of magic? Like, what do they want? What do they want this man to be? Is he going to have no magic, or is he going to have all the magic? Like, what? We're already contradicting ourselves in the summary. Like what? I mean, this is probably the most generic sounding show we've seen yet. I don't even want to look at the English name on this one. But for you guys, we will. I'll look it up. What is the English name to our extremely generic sounding series? Am I actually the strongest? What a fitting name. Which is already started to air, by the way. It's already, episode 1's already out. So all of you purists out there that love your isekai, it's your time to shine, baby. You got a new show already. I'll check it out. That's all I can say. I'll give it an episode or two. We'll see how it is. Will it surprise me? I doubt it. But we'll see. Already a 65%. that tells us a lot. All right, moving on to something I'm legitimately excited about. The Rurouni Kenshin readaptation. This is big news. Now, before we talk about this, the mangaka for this series has done some pretty horrible things. I won't get into it. I don't want to bring that negativity on the channel. But they've done some very horrible things, and we're not overlooking that, talking about this show. That's not being overlooked. But I feel that we shouldn't bastardize their work just because they themselves are a bastard, you know? Rurouni Kenshin is a classic series, and I am extremely excited for this remake. It's going to be great. I know it's going to be great. The trailers alone are stunning looking. Just imagine, if you guys have seen the original Rurouni Kenshin, just imagine that series, that amazing series, just with a fresh new coat of paint over it. It's going to be great. And I really am looking forward to it, truthfully. Regardless of how much of a piece of shit the mangaka is for this series, we shouldn't judge the series because of that. So Rurouni Kenshin, I'm very much looking forward to. And you guys should be too. This is going to be a big show this season. I know it. Moving on. It's this one. Okay. I remember this one just because of dumbasses on Twitter, man. Dumbasses on Twitter, you say? I know. Crazy. Who'd have thunk that ever happened? But this is my tiny senpai. If you guys don't know, I don't even need to pull up the English name. I know it. Let's read the synopsis and I'll tell you guys about the tomfoolery surrounding this series already, because episode 1 is already out. Shinozaki is an office worker who is taken care of and coddled by her senior team member, Shiori Katsi, who is a gorgeous, profoundly kind, loving, and diminutive woman. Shinozaki certainly hopes that she's not doing it out of duty, but her joy of doing so increasingly exposes her feelings. Oh boy. Now, I've seen so many people on Twitter trying to cancel this series already because our main female girl is very small and tiny. Even though she's a grown-ass adult, I've already seen toxic people on Twitter trying to cancel this show, calling it a lot of things I don't want to repeat. Like, this is like pedo kind of stuff, which I don't agree with at all, actually. She's a grown-ass woman who is short. Those people on Twitter, let me tell you, they certainly haven't been to Florida. We got a lot of short girls here, man, that are kind of old, low-key. So, this show just has, already out the gate, already has such bad press about it. But episode 1's already out. It says 64%. But from what I heard from it, it's just going to be another cutesy little, like, romance show, you know? A nice little office romance series. So, we'll check it out. I'll check out the first episode. Maybe do a first impression on it. We will see on that. But I'll definitely check it out. Moving down the line. The Duke. This show. Okay. I like this show. I think the first season, it's like the Duke and his like lovely maid, right? The English name. Let me check real quick before we talk about it. I want to make sure I'm right. Yeah, the Duke of Death and his maid. Yes, season 2. Okay. Now, I like this show. I thought season 1 was a very cute show that has some very nice romance between our two main characters, the Duke and his maid, obviously. But I will tell you guys now, season 1, in terms of animation, was tough. It was tough to get through, guys. If I remember correctly, it was full CGI. The entire anime was full CGI, and I will admit, it was no Trigon Stampede. Let me tell you that. It looked a bit rough. But I'll tell you this. If you can get through that and watch the show, you have a genuinely sweet, wholesome series on your hands with the Duke of Death. Now, to give you guys a little bit of information on it, he's called the Duke of Death because anything he touches dies. Anything. That's why he has to wear these special gloves, and he kind of hides himself away. Because he's just, he considers himself like a harbinger of death in a way. That everything he's around is going to die. It's a little sad, honestly. And how his maid comes in and just kind of brightens his world up. In a way. Like I said, it's very cute and wholesome. If you can get past the animation, you have a genuinely pretty damn good show on your hands. So I think you guys should check it out if you haven't. Because it doesn't get enough flowers, honestly. And I think it deserves some for sure. Peak Sakai! Okay, we're moving on to peak, guys. The pinnacle of anime is finally here. With our vending machine isekai. It's finally time, y'all. Peak Sakai is here. Do we even need to read the synopsis on this one? I'll do it for you guys. After dying in a traffic accident, Truck-kun strikes again. I find myself standing near an unfamiliar lake. My body won't move. I can't hear my voice. And when I try to shout in confusion, words that I never expected come out. Get one free with the winner! It seems I've turned into a vending machine! E-gasp. I can only do what actual vending machines can. It's impossible to move by myself, and there's no way for me to have any meaningful conversation. How am I going to survive some fantasy world's dungeon like this? Oh my god. Truly peak content right here, guys. Anime has plateaued. We've hit our peak right here. We'll never get better than this. Attack on Titan, what? Please. Oh my god. I will 100,000,000,000,000,000,000% do a first impressions on this show. Oh, that's going to be a fun video, guys. Look forward to that. I am. I'm looking forward to it. Moving down the line, we have a video game adaptation here. I've never been able to pronounce this series. Alteller Ryza. It's a very popular gaming series, actually. And episode 1 has already came out. Bruh. Let me just tell you guys from the trailer alone. The animators knew exactly what they wanted to focus on. She is thick with like 5 C's, guys. Good lord. Let's read the synopsis in case you guys have never heard of this game series, because it's actually pretty popular. The village of Resin Bodin lies in Kraken Island, which is surrounded by a lake. Hence why it's called an island, guys. Time travels slowly on this island that's on the outskirts of the Rotsweiser Kingdom. In this quiet little village, with very little excitement, lived Ryza, a girl with entirely too much energy for this quiet village. Oh, this is a big synopsis, oh boy. Quiet village, whose main feature was that she's so ordinary that she has no outstanding features. Bruh. I disagree with that. She's got a couple outstanding features, if you know what I mean. Sigh. I wonder if there's anything interesting to do. Ryza wasn't satisfied with solely being known as an ordinary farmer's daughter in the upright, boring little village. So one day, she sneaks into a boat. Not a regular boat, guys, a boat. Just in case you're confused. With her childhood friends, Lent and Tao. What names. And they have their first adventure on to the opposite shore. There, she encounters a man who uses a mysterious power. Oh my lord, we're going everywhere. A mysterious power called alchemy. Ryza is completely enchanted by this power and asks him to teach it to her. From an ordinary farmer's daughter to an alchemist. Oh boy, Full Metal. She was something completely new. Their own little single summer adventure is about to begin. The first episode aired with a 48-minute runtime. Really? Okay. Well, as you guys know, this is based on a video game series. So, the story's already out there. And I'm going to tell you right now, video game adaptations are very, very hit or miss. I'll tell you guys this now. During our Nier Automata anime, I had not played the game when that came out. But since then, I have played the game. And I'll tell you right now, because of that, the anime did not do that good of a job explaining things. It went very quickly through very important moments. So, I don't know. This show is going to be very hit or miss. As we said, the first episode's out already, and it doesn't look like it's doing too well. So, we'll have to wait and see how this one goes after a couple episodes, but I'm not holding my breath on this series being outstanding. But you never know. I love to be proven wrong. Moving down the line to another very generic looking series. Oh boy. What is our English name for our generic show here? What is our English name? Classroom of Heroes. Classroom for Heroes. All right. It's one of these. Okay. Let's find out what this story is about. The story is set in Rosewood Academy, a school that trains future heroes destined to protect mankind. The school accepts only those with the most potential. Ernest Fleming. Bro, these names get dumber every time, I swear. A girl who boasts the top record in the academy, because of course she does, girl power, girl boss, is assigned, can we stop moving? Is assigned to guide a mysterious but cheerful new student named Blade, who rivals her own power. So we have Ernest and Blade. Yo, who are you? I'm Blade. I am Blade. This guy looks like he's gonna be the most edgy main character ever. Oh my lord. Who calls himself Blade, bro? You're not Wesley Snipes, but this seems very, very generic. I'll check an episode out or so. I'll probably do that for all of these shows, honestly. But this, I don't expect too much from this series. Will it become a guilty pleasure this year? I don't know. I really don't know. Only time will tell. This show. Okay. This series I have heard a lot about already. And I'm genuinely curious. 25 episodes, too. Okay. Dark Gathering. Let's read the synopsis for this one, because this one sounded very interesting and could be the dark horse of this season. After a devastating encounter with a restless spirit, ghost-fearing psychic Kiyotaro Gentoga becomes a shut-in to avoid additional spectral catastrophes. But no man is a haunted island, and Kiyotaro eventually reintegrates with society. Reintegrates with society by getting a part-time job as a tutor to a child prodigy, Yaoyo Huzuki. Yaoyo isn't just an academic genius, though. She's a talented psychic medium, hell-bent on finding the malevolent spirit behind her mother's disappearance, and she's gravely determined to drag Kiyotaro into her terrifying world of grotesque supernatural phenomenon. This show has so much potential, guys. I am really looking forward to this one. It's a horror, which has me a bit hesitant, honestly, because horror anime, I'll keep it a buck, is notoriously not scary at all, actually. A lot of horror anime, I don't even think are that good, because they just can't capture the creepy atmosphere, the vibe you need for a good horror series. But from the little bit I've seen of this series, I don't have that fear with this one. This series feels genuinely creepy, and I think will be the dark horse of this season. I am 100% keeping my eyes peeled for Dark Gathering, and I really think you guys should too. A first impression of this one is 100% coming. I want this one to be good quite a bit. Moving down the list. Oh boy, a lot of anime, guys. What is this one? Wow, mega generic looking. Alright, what is our English name? Doga Kubo, or Kobo, which is a pretty good studio, honestly. They make some pretty good stuff. What is our English name for this series? Saint Silica and Pastor Lawrence. Very on the nose title. Very on the nose. Based on a manga, okay. Let's read our synopsis before I just write this off immediately. You never know. This could be the best show of the season. Saint Silica is beloved by the townspeople. Not only is she elegant and composed, she benevolently shares her wisdom with all who seek it. That is, until the last person has left, at which point she becomes totally hopeless. Oh no. Oh, it's gonna be one of these. Oh no. Only Pastor Lawrence is keeping the saint put together enough to do her duties, and though she may test him, it's all in a day's work. Oh boy. This sounds like, what is it, Himori-chan from like years ago, of the girl who's freaking always so great at everything she does. When she's home, she's a freaking lazy bum. You guys, I know you've seen it. It's like the little chibi girl that's in like the orange like sleeping bag, rolling around, drinking soda. You guys know exactly what I'm talking about. This feels like it's going to be another show like that, just with a saint and a pastor. Those types of shows I don't think are very good and are definitely not my shtick. They're not my niche. But if you like those kind of shows, I get the feeling you're going to love Saint Silica and Pastor Lawrence. What a goofy name, bro. So, who knows? This could be your favorite show of the season. Will I check it out? We will see on this. Moving on to our next one that actually comes out in 17 minutes. That's kind of funny. What is our name for this one that looks like a high school romance series off rip? What is the name of this series? The Dreaming Boy is a Realist. Alrighty. That's an interesting name, honestly. Alright, let's read our synopsis for this show that comes out in 16 minutes now. Saju Watari, who is deeply in love with his beautiful classmate, Natsukawa Aki, is continuing to approach her without getting discouraged while having dreams about their mutual love. Alright. However, one day, he woke up thinking, I am not really fit to be together with someone as good as her. Huh. Wow, that's depressing, actually. Upon realizing this, Wataru started keeping an appropriate distance towards her, much to Aki's surprise. Could it be that he hates me now? Did his intentions slip by her because she was getting impatient after arriving at the wrong conclusion? This is the start of a rom-com revolving around two people I thought it said lust for a second. Around two people who just can't get their feelings across and both think their love is unrequited. Wow. That sounds like everything I hate about romance series, all wrapped up in one little neat bow. Wow. Two characters who clearly both like each other, but just won't come out and tell the other person, so we're gonna drag it on for who knows how many episodes and chapters. Wow! Doesn't that sound great? That sounds like dog shit, frankly. I don't like shows like this, guys. This is my least favorite thing in romance series, where the entire show could get resolved if two characters actually sit down and talk to each other like people. I don't know. Like, it could be a cute show. Like, it could be alright. I might be being a little harsh right now. I will check this one out, for sure. I might give it a first impressions if it seems interesting, but for right now, this show's already on borrowed time with me, personally. So, it's going to have to really impress me for me to have a good opinion of it. Because it really is everything I dislike wrapped in one bow. Alright, moving on to our next show. Helic. What a name. Based on a manga. Alright, let's read our synopsis for Helic, because the art style is kind of interesting, actually. A certain country in the demon world. The Demon King was defeated by the hands of one of the heroes, and a competition was held for the title of the new Demon King. The Imperial Four Heavenly Kings, Vermilio, who is in charge of the tournament, is furious at the participation of the human hero Helic, who is supposed to be her enemy. Oh, alright, hold on. After receiving news of the fall of the castle of Urim before the final, Vermilio sets out to retake Urim Castle with Helic and other finalists. With a smile, Helic says, "Let's destroy humans." Are those words true? Truth behind his smile is, This show just completely reminds me of a show we had a couple seasons ago, actually, which is what? I think I retired from being a hero or something? It was something like that, where it's the exact same premise, where the hero comes to the demon king, the demon lord or whatever, and says, "Hey, I don't like humans. I want to join you guys now." It's literally the exact same premise. And I'll tell you guys now, I ended up liking that show. I liked that show a lot. That show had a surprising amount of layers to it and was genuinely a really good show. So, because of that, I will not be writing off Helic. I will be checking this out. Because if it's like the other series, I think it could be pretty good, honestly. Because the concept alone is already pretty interesting. I just hope this isn't a concept that we constantly keep running with, you know? I don't want to see like a third or fourth series with this same concept. But I'm willing to check out Helic. So, I'm interested. We might do a first impressions on this if it's good. We will see in about 8 days. Moving down the list. Boy, does this look like something I don't care about. I'm going to be honest. This doesn't look like it's going to be anything I care about, so I'm going to skip this one. Like, if this is something I should go back and check out, because we already have 2 episodes of this show out. Let me know in the comments, and maybe I'll check it out, but it doesn't look like it's my cup of tea at all, so we're going to skip it. Moving on to Undead Girl Murder Farce. What a name. Based on a novel, actually, really. Okay. Just a flat-out novel. Alright, let's read the synopsis. I'm kind of interested now. I like the thumbnail. I like the shot that they used in the picture. So let's see what this show's about. The 19th century, a world inhabited by vampires, golems, werewolves, and other paranormal creatures. Immortal beauty and dismembered head, Aya Rindo, along with half-human, half-demon, demon killer, Sugaru Shinichi, and her loyal maid, Shizuki Hasai, travel through Europe as supernatural detective, the Cage User, solving supernatural mysteries while she searches for her lost body. That sounds interesting, actually. So, let me get this straight. Our guy is the demon killer, who's a half demon, half human, who walks around with this girl's head in a little bird cage with their maid, solving mysteries, looking for her body. That honestly does sound like a really interesting premise. And I'll tell you now, the fact that it's a novel and not a light novel or manga kind of interests me, honestly. I think I'm going to check this show out. I really do. This sounds promising. Fantasy mystery. I want a good mystery show in my life right now, guys. I'm in the mood for it. So, this show, I'm going to keep my eyes open on this one. I think this one could be really good, honestly, depending on how it goes early on. We're going to check this out for sure. I have high hopes for this. I want this to be good. Moving down. Ooh, another light novel. Boy, I wonder what this is going to be about. Oh boy. It's literally level 1 in the title. So, it's going to be one of these. Okay. That tells me all I need to know right now. What is our English name for this very generic looking show with guns? Yo, my boy's got a gat with him. They have guns. Just isekai with guns, guys. My unique skill make me OP even at level 1. Boy, they are very on the nose with these titles nowadays, huh? All right, let's see what I guess we'll dub this unique skill. Let's see what makes this show tick. Sato Ryoto, a salaryman working from an exploitative company, suddenly finds himself inside an unfamiliar dungeon in a strange world where monsters drop all sorts of items as loot. So isekai, who'd have seen that coming? With the help, hold up. With the help of a girl he happens to run into named Emily, he's able to check his own stats and finds that all of them, both physical and magical, are at rank F, the weakest, parentheses. What's more, his level is stuck at 1, the lowest, parentheses. Ryoto is on the verge of utter despair, sadness. But then he learns that he also has drop skill, all S. Honestly, kind of dope, honestly. The most powerful, unique skill there is. Can Ryoto manage to survive in this bizarre world? The strongest and weakest adventure of all is about to begin. Bro, if this ain't some of the most tropey things I've ever seen, this just feels like all the tropes combined into one. Like, oh, I'm the weakest, but I'm secretly the strongest, guys. Like, these shows only ever really go in one kind of way. They really ever do, and that is mid. Mid. I don't want to write it off just yet. I try not to do that. I try not to write shows off. If I'm even going to give this show a try, I will give this one a try. We'll see. We'll see. Will it surprise me? Here's hoping, but probably not. Moving on. Oh my lord. A novel of a title right here. Alright, what is our title? What is our English title here? That's a paragraph, basically. The most heretical last boss queen. Oh, from villainous to savior. Oh boy. Here we go. It's one of these, baby. Now, after last season, after Ray Liana, I'm willing to be more open with this series. So let's read the synopsis. Let's see what this show is all about. It's one thing to get reincarnated as a righteous hero. It's another thing entirely to get reincarnated as a villain. It's almost like we've seen this concept done like 7-8 times at this point. Our protagonist was just reincarnated into the body of Princess Pride Royal Ivy. Yo, what a name. The last boss and ultimate villain of her favorite Atomi game. But evil just isn't her style. So she'll use Pride's powerful abilities to sow peace and love instead of discord. Yo, how nice. Can she change the fate of this vile villainess, or is her role in the story already rotten to the core? See, this doesn't sound like anything I would like. This sounds like the exact reason I was so hesitant to really watch Ray Liana last season, because I don't like these types of shows. They are all the literal same. It's going to be a comedy fantasy. There's going to be romances. All the princes and all the royals are just going to fall head over heels for her, because that's just how these shows go. She's supposed to be the big bad villain, but she's going to end up being the sweetest, most caring person ever, blah, blah. It's the same stuff we've seen all the time. I will check it out, but I really don't have high hopes for this one. But again, Ray Liana quite surprised me last season. So, we will see on this. This is a big we will see. Moving on to Temple, based on a manga. Okay. Very straightforward title. And you know what? I'm down for that. Not every title needs to be a paragraph long. Just flat out Temple. Alright, let's read what this one's about. I know, I'll become a monk. Said no one ever. Akagami Akimitsu has spent his days and nights absorbed in studying and part-time work. in an effort to distance himself from his family, which is notorious as a household of philanderopers. Okay. One day, he falls in love at first sight with a girl named Alba Yuzaki, and suddenly he's constantly drowning in worldly desires. Yo, aren't all guys really, though? Hoping to fight back against his genes and live a more stoic life, he enters a temple, only to find out that it's a covenant filled with gorgeous girls, because of course it is. So begins a new rom-com about the temple life of 3 adorable triplets and 2 beautiful freeloaders. Okay, well, triplets, huh? Alright, this show could be okay. Comedy drama, actually. This is going to be a drama. This kind of feels like it's going to be a melodrama type show, though. You know what I mean, guys? I get the feeling this is going to be some melodrama. But I kind of like the concept. It kind of reminds me of like a really old anime from back in the day. Like, what was it? Like, Ah My Buddha or something like that? Like a really old... I think that's what it was. It kind of reminds me of that series in a way. But I don't know. This could be okay. This has the feeling that it could be okay. Only time will tell in about 5 days. I'll give it a watch. See how it is. I'm not like expecting great things, but it could surprise me. You never know. All right. Moving on to, I think, our actual first original series, Ayaka. All right. Episode 1's already out. It's at 61%. That's the curse of original series, guys. They're either really good or they're really bad. Let's read the synopsis, I guess, and let's find out which one this is. The story follows Yukito Yanagi, an orphan who one day encounters an eccentric disciple of his father's. The strange man takes him to the birthplace of Ayakajima, made up of 7 islands where mysterious beings called Mitama and dragons are rumored to reside. Okay. There, Yukito meets his father's 2 other disciples who protect the harmony of Ayakajima, which soon threatens to collapse. Okay. I mean, it doesn't really say too much. It gives us a little idea of what the show's about. I mean, based on the audience scores, it's not doing very well. But the premise sounds kind of interesting. Maybe I will check this out today. We'll see. Episode 1 is already out, so you never know. It could be decent and just kind of fumbled at the start. That does happen with some shows. Some shows don't start off great but end great, so you never know. I'll check it out. I'll give it a watch. See how it is. I'm not expecting much, though, frankly. Okay. Spy Classroom, 2nd season. Now, let's talk about Spy Classroom a little bit, guys. Let's talk about this series. As you guys know, on my channel, I was doing reviews for this series. But I gotta tell you guys right now, I gotta be honest. This show is not what I was expecting it to be. I'll say that flat out. I went in to this show thinking this is gonna be a like legit spy thriller kind of show, even if it does have cute girls in it, whatever. That's what I was expecting. But then we spend most of the first season, which I didn't finish, by the way. I'll just be transparent. I didn't really finish it that much. I watched like a couple episodes past where I ended my reviews, but it was alright. And I don't know, I couldn't get into the show that much. So I'm going to be honest, I kind of don't really want to talk about season 2 all that much. I'm kind of not that interested. But if there's enough feedback from you guys, I'll check it out and maybe talk about it a little bit. We'll see. I don't know. I really don't know how to feel with Spy Classroom, honestly. I felt a little disappointed with season 1, but maybe season 2 will be better. I don't know. We'll have to find out in time. Now, I know of this show. This show is kind of creepy, man. This show looks so weird. Now let's read a synopsis for this one. We don't need the English name. You'll understand this show very well once we read the synopsis. It's kind of weird. When Saku took in a stray black cat, she never expected that he would become the equivalent of a housekeeping life partner. That sounds so sad, man. That sounds so sad. But Yukichi, the giant cat who towers over Saki, is not your ordinary feline. He takes great pride in his culinary skills, and a good sale at the supermarket always gets his whiskers twitching. This is sad. Saku must not have her act together yet. May not have her act together yet, but at least she has Yukichi. This show sounds so sad, man. Just the concept alone kind of makes me feel depressed. Because you know they made this anime for all the salary workers in Japan who don't really have much fulfillment in their life, but they might have a cat at home or something. So this just kind of feels like a self-projection kind of series to me. I don't know. The concept's really weird about her cat, who's just a giant cat, like human-sized, like kind of scary-looking low-key. It's just like her housekeeping, kind of like her partner. She basically married her cat. That's the premise of this show. She basically married her cat. Oh, man. I don't even know if I want to check this show out, honestly. The premise sounds kind of sad. And not sad as in, like, I'm crying. Sad as in, like, yikes, kind of sad. I will. For you guys, I'll check it out. But I'm not expecting anything from this show. I'm going to be honest on that. Moving on to Sugar Apple Fairy Tale Part 2. Now, it was okay. The first season was okay for this show. Decent start to a series. It doesn't really hook you, honestly, though. It doesn't really hook you, but it wasn't bad. So let's read the synopsis real quick. The second shore of Sugar Apple Fairy Tale. After winning Silver Sugar Master, Anne forces Chala's sudden departure. Anne's next journey begins as she is determined to have Shala back by her side. Which just seems kind of weird, honestly. The whole season sounds like it's going to be basically her trying to find him again, when he just could have not left in the first place, you know? But, again, if you haven't seen the first season, there's circumstances for that. I don't want to spoil nothing, but it was okay. You know, so I'll probably end up watching this, but it's not. I highly doubt it's gonna blow me away or anything. Just like the first season kind of didn't. Again, Sugar Apple Fairy Tale is a sweet show, obviously by the name, but that's about all it is, honestly. So we will see how it turns out. How many more do we have? All right, only a couple more. Good. This is going kind of long. Aono Denshia. Based on a manga. Okay, I kind of like the cover. Let's just read the synopsis for this one. Humanity's dream. Crystal humanoid technology. They have illnesses just like humans, but the treatment options are quite different. The troubled AIs band together and the new doctor at the facility, Pseudo, bears witness. Drama psychological from Madhouse. Based on a manga. Okay, hold on. Wait a minute. My interest is peaked now, guys. My interest is actually peaked in this one. This one has promise. We literally see tears in the cover. So it looks like it's going to be a sad show. Okay. All right. I'm going to check this one out. This could be another like dark horse of the season that goes under the radar but could actually be really good. Okay, I'm interested in this. Seriously. Anytime we have a show that deals with like AI and robots and all that, they typically end up being like very beautiful shows. One that comes to mind immediately, Vivi from a couple years ago. That show was beautiful. Not just in its animation, but the story itself was beautiful. So, we'll see. What is the English name, actually? We will check out the English name on this one. I'm curious. I might do a first impressions on this one, seriously. The Gene of AI. Okay, that's a interesting name. But okay. This one's on my radar. We're going to check this one out for sure. I'm interested. Moving on to Akashi no Tenzai. Light novel. Oh boy. Looks very, very generic. Already has an episode out. Funny enough. But let's read the synopsis. A boy named Pastry. Oh, it's this. Dude, I was making fun of this show. I remember it now. A boy named Pastry is set to become the next lord of the destitute domain of Molten. He's known for having remarkable talent for his age, and it just so happens he was a genius pastry chef with a promising future in his previous life. You guessed it, guys, another isekai. He still retains his determination to make sweets that will make everyone smile, even after reincarnating as pastry. But many challenges stand before him, including bandits attacking his domain, malicious and eccentric nobles, an unfortunate financial situation, and land so barren that even water is scarce. The only weapon he has to fight them with are his own ingenuity and love for making sweets. Can Pastry succeed in bringing happiness to the land? Bro, sounds like your typical mega generic isekai, but our twist this time, guys, is our main character likes making sweets. I swear they find a new shtick every single time. I mean, if we have, where's Peak Sakai again? Give me Peak Sakai. If we can have a show like this, if we can do a show like this, then a show like this isn't crazy or anything. It's mega generic and will not get talked about, but it could be okay. It's not Peak Sakai, let's be real on that, but I'll watch an episode at best on this one. Moving on to another light novel. Another very generic looking series. Oh boy. Oh, it's got Salaryman in the title, so look at that, guys. It's just an isekai. Alright. Source light novel. Alright, let's just read the synopsis. Let's get done with this. Can a former salaryman become peerless in another world? Probably. A salaryman was shot to death just before earning a promotion, and a god decided to reincarnate him to another world as a 15-year-old healer named Lucille. On top of all that, the country he was born into seems to hate healers. Feeling that he's in danger, Lucille visits the Adventurers Guild in hopes of keeping himself safe. But the training is much harder than he anticipated, and every day he's forced to drink a mysterious beverage called Substance X. Wait, what? That's suspicious. Wait, this life doesn't seem to have anything to do with being a healer. The day-to-day life of a super masochistic, back from the dead healer begins with his very survival on the line. Bro, this sounds like the most generic shit ever, man. This is feeling like a big skip from me, but we'll watch an episode. Y'all know how it is. I'm not expecting literally anything from this show. This show is gonna come and go, just like this one, most likely, but we will see, I suppose. Alright, a couple more. Let's speed this up. Wow, more than I thought, actually. This one I do know. This one I actually do know. Because when I saw this, I was like, isn't this Devil as a part-timer? Isn't this literally Devil as a part-timer to a T? Let's look at the English name and we'll read the synopsis. This is Devil as a part-timer, guys. Which is hilarious that it's in the same season. Our English name is, level 1 Demon Lord and 1 room hero. Let's read our synopsis for this one real quick, because it's going to sound very familiar. After his embarrassing defeat at the hands of a brave hero, the Demon Lord is back and ready for revenge. But after 10 years apart, the hero, Max, isn't the dashing do-gooder the Demon Lord remembers. In fact, Max has turned into a shut-in slob with no interest in an epic rematch. Can the Demon Lord whip his former nemesis back into shape, or will he be defeated by the hero-turned-couch potato once again and join him in his lazy life? Bruh, this shit is literally just the devil is a part-timer, but with the added twist that he's not working at McDonald's like Mao is. He's just a lazy bum. I mean, I like Devil as a part-timer. And our first episode came out today of this, actually. So I might check it out. And if it seems interesting, we'll do a synopsis for it. Like, I'll do a first impression. We'll see how it is, but it just feels like a literal carbon copy. So we'll see. Moving on. Syndiluity Noir. This based on a video game. This already doesn't seem that good to me, but we'll give it a shot. All right. The year is 2222. It has been years since the tears of the new moon, a mysterious rain, poured and wiped out almost the entire human race. Okay. The poisonous rain gave birth to deformed creatures devouring humans, and humanity fled from the danger. As means for survival, the humans then build an underground haven, Amicia. Can we like stop moving everywhere? Can we stop? Amicia. In this newly built dystopian city, in a pursuit of maintaining their existence, they run into an artificial intelligence named Magus. Not knowing how things will work between them, the story of how humans and AI conceding and trying to find their truths begin. Okay. That doesn't sound that bad, honestly. See, that's why you can't write things off, guys, just because of what they're originally adapted from. Now, this is based on a video game, so immediately I will say I am hesitant because they're very hit or miss, but the story itself sounds kind of interesting. So I'll give it a watch. I'll check it out at the very least. 24 episodes too. Okay. 8-Bit. 8-Bit is doing it also. That means something to me. I'll check this out. We'll see how this is. This could be a little diamond in the rough, or this could just be another turd, guys. We will have to see with time. I'm kind of interested. The synopsis got me interested enough, so we'll see. This one. Monogatari, second season. Not to be confused with the Monogatari series. This is Monogatari. Totally different series. And this is the second season to that one. With our main character who literally looks like Eren from Attack on Titan and Yuji from freaking Jujutsu Kaisen put together in one character. Which I found hilarious. But just the second season of that. From what I remember, it was solid. But judging by how low it is on this list, it's not very hyped. And I don't know. I'll check out an episode or two to see how it is. But I don't really have much to say about season 1. Like, I didn't even finish it, first and foremost. It was decent at best from what I remember. But who knows? It could surprise me. Moving on. Bang Dream. I've never seen a Bang Dream. I have no interest in seeing a Bang Dream. I'll be real. This is going to be a skip for me. This looks like a kid's show. Not for me. Cardfight Vanguard. Never seen a Vanguard show. Never want to, honestly. Not my cup of tea. And then Shadowverse, which is a sequel to Shadowverse Flame, which I didn't watch. So this is going to be a skip from me as well. Now, we're going past the leftovers and the movies here. Hold on. I guess while we're on the movies, I am kind of interested in Sandland, actually. This is a very old school manga from Akira Toriyama, who is the creator of Dragon Ball, obviously. So I'm kind of interested in Sandland to an extent. They're also making a video game of Sandland, actually, that they showed off at, I think, Summer Game Fest this year. So there is interest in Sandland. I'm interested at the very least, so I'm going to check this out, just because it's Akira Toriyama himself that did the manga. It piques my interest enough for that. Now, what we're really coming down here for, City Hunter, by the way. That's kind of crazy. Very classic series. We're getting more City Hunter. What I'm coming down here for is to talk about a couple shows down here. Starting with the quintessential quintuplets. Now, they're doing the exact same thing that Horimiya is doing. But this isn't going to be an entire season. This is just one big episode where they're going to cover events that they kind of skipped over in the manga. Like little, not side chapters in this instance, like actual chapters that they just skipped out and didn't put in the seasons. And I feel the exact same way about this as I do with Horimiya. Why was this not included in the actual show itself? It's even worse with quintessential quintuplets because the series is done. Like, the movie they had before was the definitive ending of the show. Like, there's nothing after the movie. There's nothing. Like, the movie is literally the ending of the manga. So, it's really weird, actually, for them to be doing this. Especially if it's one episode. This should have 100% just been season 2. They should have just made a third season instead of even the movie, honestly. But it's whatever. I'm excited for it, for the most part. So I will be watching it. I probably won't do a video on it, but I'm looking forward to it personally, as a big fan of the series. Hanamai Baki. Baki's coming back, baby, for season 2 on Netflix. I know people are excited for this one. I'm excited too. This is one of the most out there crazy series ever. Looking at this cover, you can really tell. This show is the epitome of over the top. You think JoJo is over the top, guys? Nah. You gotta watch Baki. This show is ludicrous with what happens in it. But it's very fun. So check it out. Shimatsu no Valkyrie 2, Part 2. Which I am honestly looking forward to. I actually like this show on Netflix. Season 1, I think, was not great. It was basically Slideshow the anime. Let's be honest here. But I'm really looking forward to the show because I like Record of Ragnarok, personally. I did forget the English name for a second. It's a fun series that I think does get overlooked. So I feel like I will check this out for sure. I don't know if I'll do a video on it, but I will most likely check this out. Again, another Netflix series. And then the last one I want to talk about here today. Now, we're getting more Bastard, but I didn't like Bastard all that much. The last show I want to talk about today is Tonikawa. They actually have 4 episode specials for Tonikawa. It's a sequel to season 2 that just ended. So let's get into it and read this because I'm interested. The new anime centers on the series protagonist, Nasa, who is asked by his junior high teacher to hold a class on an all-girls high school. The students end up seeking Nasa's advice about their love problems. On the other hand, Sakasa pretends to be cool, but is actually nervous knowing that NASA is surrounded by young high school girls. Basically, just think of this as like a little extension of season 2. Which is going to be 4 episodes, actually. So you had a decent amount of chunk to consume. So if you guys needed a little bit more of Tonikawa in your lives, you will be getting it with these 4 episode specials. Which I will be watching because I love Tonikawa. It's a very great series. and we have a little bit more to look forward to now. But that is our season list, guys. We don't need to go through everything. Oh my lord, there's so many. We don't need to go through everything. I think we have a very good idea of what the summer season of anime is going to hold. Jujutsu Kaisen, Bleach, Mushoku Tensei, just to name a few of the very anticipated shows we have to look forward to. Some already starting now, for instance. So, let me know out of this list the show you are the most excited for in this upcoming season. I would love to hear about it in the comments. But yeah, guys, it looks like we're going to have another pretty damn good season this time. Let's keep the streak rolling after our banger last season. And I can't wait to sit down and talk about these series with all of you. So, until next time, guys, I hope you have a great day, week, month, and year. And until then, deuces, have a blessed day, and I'll see you guys next time.